Morning, everyone. Meg Doucette here. Um, Today I wanted to just make a video of my why I joined It Works. Um, Let me start with the backstory. I reconnected with an old friend from way, 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 way back. Probably in I'm gonna say May of 2014. I started looking at the stuff that she was posting on Facebook and working from home and doing all this stuff, and I was like, oh, that looks really fun. So I asked her what it was that she did, and she told me she repped people. So, of course, I'm like, you what? You rep people for a living? So, anyways, in July, she came over my house. I was supposed to have a wrap party, but like most of the parties that I've ever done, nobody showed up except for one person, my sister. So she wrapped my sister and I. Um, I had really good results. My sister had incredible results. Um, she didn't bug me about joining. She just kept saying that I would make an incredible DT. I kept on asking a lot of questions. I didn't do any research at this point. I just asked a lot of questions as to, what the company was and stuff like that. So I noticed one of her posts in October of last year, she said she was having a team meeting and anybody who was interested could go. So I got my crap together really quick, and like within a half an hour, I was at her mom's house. So, sat through the meeting, learned a little bit about the company, met a bunch of really nice girls who are now like my best friends. Didn't take long. But I signed up that night. Did I have the money? Not really, not so much. It was payday, so it was kind of convenient. It was like a sign from God. Ooh, it's payday. Spend that money. But I signed up that night and got started right away. But I dragged my feet big time. Like I was a distributor for It Works. Woohoo! Put that on my page. Start posting this, post that, whatever. But I did not plan my launch party. I didn't ask to rep people. I just posted stuff. I maybe sold from October to December. I maybe sold 5 reps. Not a lot. Didn't make a lot of money. I did that kind of on purpose. I didn't want to screw up my taxes for 2014, so that's why I dragged my feet. But January 1st, oh, let me tell you, I was all over it, and I haven't stopped since. Probably like back in November, I did a lot of research. I researched different ailments, like illnesses, what would be good, what product would be good for each. Made a little book. People on the message boards would be like, what's good for this or that. So of course I'd whip my book out and be like, oh well, this is what that person can take and it's safe, but get the doctor's permission and whatnot. So I became like the know-it-all. But I did like 27 and a half hours of research combined, getting all this information and putting it into a book and putting prices in it. And it just went from there. So as I was doing this book, I was actually learning about our products and, knowing. Now I can tell you offhand, okay, well, Fat Fighters is good for this and greens is good for this, I highly recommend, if you're new, do the research, because one of these days you're going to have a party and somebody's going to say, well, what's good for this? You want to be able to say it off the top of your head. Well, I know you can take this, 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 and this and be safe, but you should check with your doctor first. Easy as that. So, anyways, I signed up, and my upline, Jenny, my love, she has been there for me 110%, always cheering me on, even when I feel like I can't do this anymore, I'm not getting anywhere, I'm not, I set specific goals for myself and I didn't meet them. Okay, granted, I wanted to be an executive by January 31st. Didn't happen. I mean, I couldn't just start on January 1st and expect my first promotion in that month. I had too much on my plate. Other people can do it, but, I had too much. But she was right there, right beside me, pushing me on, telling me I could do it, and without her, I really wouldn't have gotten as far as I have today. I did reach the goal. Unfortunately, it was 2.5 weeks later than what I wanted to reach it at, but I reached it, and it's like a huge weight has been taken off my shoulders. So back to my why. I wanted to join because for the extra money. Extra money would be nice. I'm a stay-at-home mom, 2 kids. I got one in 1st grade, Got almost 3-year-old with speech delay problems. It's not like I can go out and get a job, They're meeting with me 2-3 times a week. They're meeting with my son. So it's hard to get out of my house and do stuff with him because he always has speech therapy. So working from home was basically my only option if I wanted more money. My husband has been supporting us from day one, even before we had kids. When we first got together, he's been supporting me. I haven't had a real retail job, whatever, since 2006. That's like a whole lot of time. That's almost 10 years. Wow. So this was it for me. And I wanted to join because, like I said, extra money, that's nice and everything. But my ultimate goal is to get my family off welfare. There is a huge stigma attached to welfare and the food stamp card and your kids being on Medicaid. I don't care what anyone says. When you go into the supermarket and you have a bag of chips in your cart and not fruit, people look at you at the register and they're like, oh, she's buying junk food again. Da, 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 da. Excuse me if I want a bag of chips. Huh. It's not like my whole cart is full of crap. One bag of chips out of like everything. People stare at you. So you're driving a truck. I have a Ford Explorer. The bumpers are rusted. The side panels are rusted. Seriously, the running boards are about to fall off. But it's paid for. It's completely paid for. Out of pocket, cash, boom. And my kids are on Medicaid because I can't afford family insurance coverage. Well, my husband can't afford it on his pay. So, Medicaid is the only option if my kids want to be covered. But when people see you come in with an SUV going to the drive-thru at the pharmacy or at the doctor's office, they make assumptions. People just make assumptions over stupid things. I used to be that person. I used to work in a pharmacy, and I used to see people come through with their nice cars. paying for medications with Mass Health and the New Hampshire Medicaid. I used to be that person who made the assumptions, so I know what people think in the pharmacies and at the doctor's office. I know that. It's pretty sad to say, but I was that person. Not anymore. Now that I've asked for help and I've gotten it, I see how people treat me and treat my kids when we're at the supermarket. But that's my why. I want to make sure that I'm providing for my kids, not the state. It's not a huge thing. It's not, some people are like, well, my why is because I want to have a family vacation. Yeah, a family vacation would be great. I'd be happy with a staycation, but, that's just me. But I think my why is the most important decision I've ever made in my whole entire life. And the fact that it works is helping me with that. I actually, I have a story to tell you. Last year at this time, it was Easter time, I could not afford to get Easter baskets for my kids. I had some leftover eggs, the plastic eggs. I had some leftover eggs from the previous year, so I used 5 each for my son and my daughter, and I put Cheerios and Kix in them, and I hid them throughout the house. That way they'd have fun on Easter morning looking for their eggs. And that's all I could do. They didn't have Easter baskets. They had plastic eggs full of cereal, which is okay, for my son. He's young and everything. But my daughter, she was 5 years old. It was kind of heartbreaking to find out, oh, good, eggs. Oh, crap, no chocolate. But, she's 5. She got over it. I just felt really bad. So I promised myself this year my kids would have a really good Easter, come hell or high water. And I did it. I didn't realize how incredibly expensive it was for 2 kids to have Easter baskets, but I dropped $50 last night for my kids for Easter. But they have candy, they have arts and crafts stuff, they have sidewalk chalk, they have these cute little baskets that they can use, for multiple things for their toys and whatnot. But it wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for It Works. So, if you're new, or if you're thinking about signing on, just remember, you're going to have those periods where you're going to be like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not getting anywhere. I'm never going to promote. Everybody has been in those shoes. Everybody. Even my upline. She's a double diamond. She's almost a triple diamond. But she's been in those shoes. So don't think, that this person way up here who's like presidential or ambassador, they were in those shoes too. Everybody. So just remember, keep pushing on. God has a plan for you. You will get through whatever hump you need to go over. But don't give up. Because It Works is full of possibilities for you. And I'm so glad I took that leap, because now I can give my family things that I couldn't have before. So, anywho, this video is almost 15 minutes long, and I'm gonna end it here. So everybody, you have a good day. Happy April 2nd. And I hope y'all join up. Mwah.